92, 92.1 WFOV, Our Voices Radio. We interrupt the Jazz Jacuzzi to bring you a special cultural interview here inside. People who make a difference. We also preface that by saying pushing the positive, people who make a difference. Special guest today, he's no stranger to this studio.
Dun-dun-dun.
Let me get that again.
Dun-dun-dun.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome and receive Mr. Paul Herring Sr.
Yay for me!
His. What's up, Paul?
Man, I tell you what, before I get started, I really gotta really just pat you on the back, man. You are fabulous. And if you want me to, I can tell your mother and I can tell the rest of your family if they don't know.
My mom knows.
Your mom knows?
Yeah.
Okay, your mom knows.
Without a doubt.
But you do a great job here on WFOV every Saturday from 3 to 8 o'clock, and it's phenomenal. I listen to your show, and I don't even like jazz.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. You and Spectacle Productions and Flint Odyssey House, Inc.
Exactly. So I'm excited, one, about the station and the things we're doing and allowing people to do on the station, and two, about the Juneteenth celebration. You know, this is 27 years in, man.
27?
27 years.
Now, you know I have a signature question for all interviews.
Do it.
Spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
This is Mary Poppins, isn't it?
Yes.
SUPERCALLAS, supercalifragilistic, XPIXPALIDOISH.
Dewan, is that right?
I don't know if it's right.
Okay, let's get serious about serious celebration.
Sure.
27 years.
27 years.
And you've been at the helm for how many of those years?
31 of them.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't
Is
say
that the new
helm.
math?
That's new math. When we decided to figure out what our annual was, we decided that we would start when we kind of started in Riverbank Park, you know, and we started the big festival. But they were doing it at least a couple years before our official 27-year anniversary. There was small motorcade, small parades, and then we kind of blew it up.
So does that mean you had a VW Volkswagen bus or something like that?
Well,
for
I
the
tell
parade?
people how I got started with this was that I heard a noise out my window. And I looked out, and there was probably about 8 cars, 30 people having a Juneteenth parade. And that was really my first exposure to the Juneteenth parade. And then shortly after that, I went to the Million Man March. And the message that I brought home from the Million Man March was to go home and not start new organizations, but to get involved with and or take over the organizations that existed. And the NAACP was the ones that I had seen going down the street at the Juneteenth parade, so I joined the NAACP.
Okay, well, for the uninitiated, let's define or tell folks what Juneteenth actually is.
Well, the short answer is Juneteenth is the 4th of July for black folks. It was 1865, almost 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, when General Gordon Granger was dispatched from Washington to Texas to announce to the last of the enslaved people that they had won their freedom. And we call it Juneteenth because it happened during the teen days of June. So perhaps he was in Dallas on the 13th and Houston on the 15th and Austin on the 16th, but so on and so forth, and he landed in Galveston on the 19th.
And I think that in itself goes a long way to promoting African American culture. You know, we've always had our own.
I agree, but I mean, the reaction I get from most of my people is, I don't want to say the word ignorance, but lack of knowledge. They're not aware of it, and they're not interested in it. You know, it's that black stuff, and we're over that kind of thing. But I know that as a social group, we don't have what's known as a rites of passage for our people. You know what I mean? The Jewish culture has it, the Arab culture has it, the Indian culture has it, the African culture has it. African Americans have kind of abandoned that. And it's a part of the growth and development of both young men and young women. And we're hoping that we can morph Juneteenth into that. You know, where we recognize our youth and their transition from childhood to adulthood, where we give them the strength and the tools they need to make it in society, because it ain't easy out here.
Mm-hmm.
And not everybody is privy to have a mom and dad in the house.
Yes.
Not everybody's privy to have a woke mom and dad in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everybody needs exposure to that.
Well, we like to define culture as a way of life.
Agreed.
So I think it's important for our community to reclaim our culture.
I agree, 100%. And I mean, we started doing it. We started in the 60s, the Malcolms and the Martins, and we started doing it with the Marvin Gayes and the Nina Simones. We started doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And we got sidetracked.
Okay.
We got sidetracked. We got, how do they say, you've been fooled?
Co-opted?
You've been duped. Yes, exactly.
Bamboozled?
You've been bamboozled.
Okay.
Right. I mean, we went from powerful, empowering music, like the Marvin Gayes, like the OJs, like the Temptations, to silliness. You know, they were talking about life skills. They were talking about being kind to one another. They were talking about helping one another. They were talking about keep on keeping on.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have that. And music is powerful. Music is powerful, and I kind of blame it on the radio industry, because they get to pick and choose what they play on the radio, and somebody is picking that crap.
Yes, somebody who does not have our best interests at heart.
Our best interests at heart. And now we're hooked into it, because now that's the road to success. This is what they're looking for. This is what I have to do to make it as a rapper or a musician, because this is what they're not going to play this stuff.
Wow, you just said something so profound.
Uh-oh. Did I? Let me write it down, because I don't remember the profound stuff I say.
Rapper. Besides the guys on the corner or the guys behind the mic, a rapper can be a container.
Oh, that's going to be so powerful. So powerful.
To contain a culture.
They just don't know the power they yield. They just haven't figured out the power of the English vocabulary and how it can motivate and or destroy.
Mm-hmm.
And right now we're leaning towards destroying.
Juneteenth, what are you presenting this year?
Man, we're going to have a great time. I always smile when I think about Juneteenth.
You already sound tired.
You know, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. We're a week out, and all the legwork is getting done. You know, I may be able to sleep Sunday night.
Okay.
I may be able to sleep Monday night. But Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, I can kiss that goodbye. Because we're going to kick off Friday with the I'm calling it late night urban family dodgeball. Late night urban family dodgeball. We're closing off Kersley Street between Saginaw Street and Brush Alley.
Now, everybody knows where the Secretary of State's office is.
I hope so. Everybody with a license should at least know where it is, right?
So it's right there.
It's right there. You can't miss it. You can't miss it. The parking lot is kitty corner to it, so you can park in the big flat lot and come on over. We're looking for 6 to 10 man teams. We'll also do pickup teams, so if you don't have a team, don't let that stop you from coming down. We'll find a team for you. It's all about having fun.
Yes.
You know, we're not trying to hurt anybody with dodgeball. It's a family kind of event. We're looking for mixed teams with girls and boys and kids, and again, it's supposed to be a fun time. We don't want anybody coming down there with vendettas. Although, I did challenge Santino Guerra of the Flint City Council. So the Juneteenth squad is going to have to beat them. Yeah, we're just going to have to. I mean, yeah, I can't lose face with that, right? Guerra, coming after you.
Now, all of us OGs have some great memories of dodgeball. So it's an opportunity, folks, for you to come on down You know, I hear there's nothing for us downtown. Well, there is Friday.
Sure.
What's that date, though?
It's June 15th from 7 to 11. Right there on Kersley Street. It's a ball. We may even do some Foursquare.
Okay.
You know, you remember Foursquare?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
I bet you're the only one.
I can't be.
You can't be?
No.
Well, you got to be over 40 maybe to remember Foursquare.
Probably.
Yeah?
I mean, we put in some 8-hour days doing Foursquare.
Thank you. I'm a champ. I know the pitter pat and all the corners, the four corners. I vaguely remember the rules, but I'm sure they'll come to me once I start playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you haven't hired me, but I've heard it through the grapevine there will be a DJ there.
There will be a DJ there, and no, I have not hired you. Actually, I think I need to put a plea out right now. Tommy Chu came to one of the committee meetings.
I know Tommy.
Yeah, and he said he'd DJ for us.
Now,
but he thinks he's in the park, but I have moved him to Kersley Street because I think that'll be a better spot for him.
Now, you know what's great about Tommy? He plays vinyl.
He plays vinyl.
Yeah.
All right.
Where you get the little creaking sound. Yeah, all of that.
Yeah. Well, we had him out here. They had a mural put on the side of the building.
Yes.
And Tommy was the DJ there. That's really where I met him.
Yeah.
And he was very diverse in his selections, which I really appreciated because it kind of caught all genres.
So hopefully that music will also attract a diverse crowd.
Oh, I can tell you now, I've only got Europeans signed up for dodgeball.
Only?
Only. I've got 4 European teams right now ready to play dodgeball, not one even close to African-American team. And you know how your people are. We wait till the last minute, but it's kind of disappointing. You know what I mean? That they're embracing it a lot more than we are. You know what I mean?
Now I believe I heard First Ward Councilman Eric Mays said he's looking for a team.
Well, he didn't want to commit.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to commit, but I think he is looking for a team.
Okay.
I know Santino assured me he was going to come down and womp on us.
Interesting.
I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad. And that's a kickoff. You know, we've got a whole weekend full of activities. We start that Friday on Kersley Street, 7 to 11 with the Urban Family Dodgeball. Mm-hmm. And then we move to University Square on Sunday. However, we've got the Youth Freedom Dinner on Saturday.
Now, let's clarify University Square. We don't want people going on the other side of Saginaw Street.
Oh, well, that's not... Is that... they're thinking about the houses?
University Park.
University Park House can complain. I didn't think that would be an issue. But it could be. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we want to make sure they know. We're 3 blocks east of Atwood Stadium.
Okay.
3 blocks east of Atwood Stadium, right on the corner of University and Grand Traverse. Mm-hmm. So it's bordered by Mason Street and Grand Traverse, University, and 4th Street.
So if you go to University Park and there's no activities, you're in the wrong place.
Wrong place. I guess people might remember it as the old Farrah's grocery store.
Yeah.
There used to be a Farrah's grocery store on the site, and the
Hamidy's at one time.
Wow, that's before my time now. But the Carriagetown Ministries, and I really need to give a shout out to those guys down there because they are wonderful with their reception and allowing us to use the park. They don't charge us a dime to use the park. They give us full access to the electricity, to everything we need over there. And Dallas Gatlin over at Carriagetown Ministries, you're number 1, baby. I appreciate you more than you know.
Woo, woo.
Woo, 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 woo. But the Youth Freedom Fund Dinner, Mrs. Deloney, Dewan Roberts are in charge of that. It goes on at G-Card, and it's 6 o'clock. And it's like the NAACP Freedom Fund Dinner, but it's run by kids. Mm-hmm. The whole dais is kids. The speaker is a graduating senior from one of the high schools, and it's just, it's a grin. You know, it's a grin to watch them emulate our ceremonies, I guess. It's an indoctrination, actually. And it's also a way to gain some pride because these kids are doing things.
And most of these young people have been a part of Juneteenth or some other culturally enriching activity pre this dinner.
These kids are woke.
Okay.
These kids are woke. They work hand in hand with Miss Deloney, Miss Green, Miss Blake, Miss Muhammad, Brother Roberts, his company Artistic Visions, and they're woke.
Okay.
So they're our next line of defense.
Now, how can the general public access this dinner?
I'm going to say that tickets, I don't even think they sell tickets. They really
Okay.
just want people to come. But I'm sure they would appreciate an RSVP, so they know it is a dinner. So if you're interested in going to the Youth Freedom Fund dinner, you might want to call 767-1157. I know there's a machine on the line.
Okay.
So I would encourage you to leave your name, your number, the number of people you want to bring. And if you don't hear back, don't let that stop you. Just show up.
And there's lots of room, so bring the family.
Right. It's a family affair. You want to share that. You want to share that with folks. You really do. And then also on Saturday, there is a Freedom Festival over at Summerfield School. Pastor Hawkins, April Hawkins, Prince of Peace Church, they're putting a festival on over there. They've got a parade from Northern High School to Summerfield, and they're going to have music parades and speakers there on Saturday. I believe I'm going to say that is from 2 to 7, Summerfield Elementary School.
Now, Northern to Summerfield, what street? Is that Mackin Road?
I'm guessing they're going on Mackin Road.
Okay.
That would make the most sense, because I think Summerfield's right there on Chevrolet, right?
Yes.
So it's not a long parade, but it should be nice.
Okay.
It should be nice. Then after that, of course, is a Youth Freedom Dinner. And then Sunday, Sunday we do the Father's Day cookout right here in the park. I'm going to have a ball.
Okay.
We got 6 grills we're going to fire up. We're going to do pineapples, asparagus, country-style ribs, wings, and jackfruit. Have you ever heard of jackfruit?
No.
It's this crazy looking. It's like an avocado on steroids in its appearance. It really looks prehistoric. It looks like something Barney or Fred would drop off for Wilma or Betty. I mean, it looks prehistoric. But Donna, you know Donna, who co-hosts Eclectic Ramblings with me?
No, I actually don't.
Donna Taylor is the one that turned me on to it.
Okay.
And she says, now this is what she says, and she's going to have to prove herself on Sunday. She says that you take this jackfruit, and if you cook it right, it ends up tasting like pulled pork if you barbecue it. So I'm putting her to the challenge. We're gonna get some jackfruit, and we're gonna try it. We're gonna let everybody else try it. You know, the way I look at it is the worst that could happen is I'm gonna say yuck.
Well, give us that menu lineup again.
I don't know if I want to, because that might bring too many people. You know, I get the leftovers.
Well, we want the people to show up.
Okay. All right. Well, the plan is 6 grills. We got country-style ribs. We've got wings. We've got asparagus. We've got the jackfruit. And what else did I say? Pineapple.
Yes. What about African corn?
You know, I'm trying to use the KISS principle here. I want to keep it as simple as possible.
Okay.
And the African corn has a couple too many ingredients. You know, you got to have the mayo. You got to have the Lowry seasoning salt. And I'm thinking about it. I haven't turned myself away. But you know, aluminum foil is almost $10 a roll.
Wow.
Yeah.
And is there a tariff on that stuff now?
It probably is. But I mean, I could go through $100 worth of foil alone, let alone the corn and the other things. So with that said, we're always looking for sponsors. You can go to if you're interested in helping support this year's Juneteenth celebration, like I know you may or may not be, you can go to our GoFundMe site and make a contribution. That would help towards doing things like that.
How do we get to the site?
I'm pretty sure it's GoFundMe and then /Juneteenth Flint. If not, if you go to the GoFundMe page, you can just search for Juneteenth and we'll come up.
Well, spell that for us.
Juneteenth or GoFundMe? Both.
Juneteenth.
Juneteenth is Juneteenth, just like it sounds.
Got it, folks?
Juneteenth.
Go on.
Quit picking on that boy. Quit picking on that boy. But we're not done. You know, we're going to do the cookout. We're going to open the park at noon. And we're letting vendors come in free of charge. All right? We are asking that if you're selling something, if you got retail or food, that maybe you make a donation. We call it Ujamaa, which is from one of the principles of Kwanzaa, which means cooperative economics. If you make some money, then maybe we should make some money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you come out and offer us 20% of your profits at the end of the night, we're going to be happy. You're going to be happy. I mean, that means if you made $100, you give us $2. You know what I mean? If you made, you see what I'm saying? It's a small contribution, but it helps greatly.
Sounds wonderful to me.
Well, we're not done.
Okay.
We're not done. We got Monday. Monday the 18th is the Know Yourself Day. Artistic Visions. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't even tell you about Artistic Visions stage time on Sunday.
You didn't.
Artistic Visions is doing a talent show. A Flint Talent Showcase on Sunday night. They're going to man the stage. I think it's from like 2 to 5. And they're looking for Flint talent. You know, so if you can sing, dance.
What if you reside in Grand Blanc?
We don't mind. We won't hold it against you.
Okay. Flint area.
Yeah. We won't hold it against you. As long as you're talented. Now, if you got from Grand Blanc, you're going to have to be a little extra talented.
Bring it.
But they've got that going on. I got some wonderful speakers coming that evening. George Moss, of course.
From the Knowledge Boss.
What's Going On, what's the name of his show? Yeah, What's Going On is his show. He's going to be speaking. I've got Brother Timmons from Bethel. He's going to be speaking. I got Tom Sumner from the Tom Sumner Show.
Yeah, the program.
He's going to be speaking. I've got Pastor Harold Britton. He's going to be speaking. All these gentlemen are going to be explaining fatherhood.
Okay.
And the values of fatherhoods and the hardships of fatherhood and hopefully trying to guide some people. Because, you know, we might have to take a class to drive a car. We got to take a class to get our driver's license. You know, you even got to get a little training to vote.
CCW.
CCW, you got to take a class. But you can have babies all day long without any training, without any knowledge, you know, and they just expect you to do it. And I don't think that's fair. Okay. I don't think that's fair. So where was I? Sunday?
Yes.
Sunday with the entertainment. Monday, Know Yourself Day. Dewan, Artistic Visions, Mrs. Deloney, and the CBOP group are going to have activities in University Square from 2 to 5 p.m. And then, of course, the big Juneteenth parade, June 19th. Always on the 19th. Always a wonderful event. Always longer and bigger than we expect it to be. They're going to be rallying out at Max Brandon Park to marshal the parade. I'm sure they're going to start about 4 o'clock. Parade pulls out of Max Brandon about 5:30. And with any luck, the head of the parade will get to us about 6:30, 6:45. The tail, hopefully, around 7:30, 7:45, depending on participation this year.
How do units, teams, candidates, folks who want to participate in the parade, how do they connect so that they're registered?
Well, I'm going to tell them to call the 239 number. You call the 239-2901. Leave your name, your number, what you want to put in the parade, and how many in your group. And once you do that, consider yourself registered. You don't have to hear back from anybody or anything like that. That information will be passed along to the parade committee, and you are good to go.
Now, let me ask you this. I know in previous years I've seen candidates and other participants have candy for the folk along the route, people they pass. Is that encouraged?
Actually, it's discouraged.
Okay.
It's discouraged, but I like it. I like it. You know what I mean? I've never kicked anybody out of the parade for doing it, but it's really dangerous.
Okay.
It really is. And I mean, if they're going to do it, it's against the rules. But if they're going to do it, they got to make it hit the sidewalk.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You can't throw it in the street and have the kids run it out into the street to get the candy. It's got to reach the curb. So we encourage you to pass it out as opposed to throwing it.
What is the parade route?
The parade's going to come out ML King, man. Where else? It's going to come right down Martin Luther King Avenue. There's a short spell on Pasadena to get to ML King. Then ML King up to University, and there's a short spell on University before you get to the park. It's going to be wonderful.
It sounds like it.
It is.
So our listeners and viewers, we have a week or so practice your parade wave.
There you go. There you go. Practice that wave, that Miss America wave.
Yes.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know how else to plead for people to come out and get involved. You know, one of actually the Freedom School mantras is if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always gotten. So those of you that are tired of what you got and are talking about how there's nothing to do in Flint and how there's no cultural activities and how there are no woke folks in Flint, well, here's an opportunity to be proven wrong. Come on out and join us in the park. June 17th in the park, June 15th on Kersley Street, Freedom Dinner on the 16th, Know Yourself on the 18th, and the Juneteenth Parade on the 19th. We got 5 days worth of activities that prove that that's a lie.
Now, I know in previous years I've heard you make a special appeal to churches.
I've given up on churches. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I mean, I thought it was a brilliant idea. I looked it up, and it was going to take 10 and a half years for me as a churchless person to visit each of the churches in this area on a Sunday. It would take me 10 and a half years. I thought, what better way to cut that down than to have all the churches come to one location and let me do my church shopping there. You know, in the course of 4 hours, I can shake this pastor's hand, I can meet this first lady, I can see what the choir's about, you know, if I want to be a part of that church or what kind of ministries they're offering, and get back with you, you know, and then go to the next guy and see, you know. I think they didn't like it because I called it church shopping. But what would you call it?
That's what it is anyhow.
That's what it is anyway. And people are looking for church homes.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if they have to bounce around to a different church every Sunday to find that home, one, they're going to get discouraged before the 10 and a half years is up.
Mm-hmm.
And two, you're going to be gone out of that church, and it's going to be a new pastor 10 and a half years later. So I thought it was a brilliant idea. I thought it was a win-win, but really didn't get anybody. But I will put it out there again. If you're a church in the Flint area and you want to set up a table down here at the Juneteenth Celebrate, come on. Come on. We want you. We want you down here. We want you to represent your faith. We want you to recruit for your church. We want you to save some souls. I'm down with all that.
I challenge Superintendent Quentin Marshall
to
have a presence here. You know, he's getting ready for this big gospel fest in July.
Nice.
So Superintendent Marshall, come on down.
Put it out there. Put it out there. Man, we're running out of time.
Okay, Paul. Well, give us the elevator speech of Juneteenth and why people should participate, attend, the whole 9 yards.
Listen, in all things purely social, guys, we can be as separate as the fingers. But we got to be one like the hand in all things beneficial to our mutual progress. And Juneteenth is that thing. Come on out. Friday for dodgeball, Saturday for the Freedom Fund dinner, Sunday for the Juneteenth cookout, Monday for Know Yourself Day, and of course, Tuesday, the big Juneteenth parade, Max Brandon Park to University Square, 810-239-2901. That's 810-239-2901.
You've just got the lowdown on this year's Juneteenth celebrations. Mark it on your calendar and make sure that you spread the word. Let it be heard. Juneteenth, Flint style. We return you very briefly to the Jazz Jacuzzi here at 92.1 WFOV. Bye-bye.